Hey everybody, we're back and we're into it quick. I thought we played some pretty reasonable chess last time. And by that, now that I think about it, I'm remembering some of the games we played, and I'm like, you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, I thought we largely played pretty badly, but had some flashes of, reasonableness. Can I also tell you, I do not like that the version of this opening that I'm playing right now is called the fantasy version. That does not inspire like a lot of confidence that I'm playing the game the way it's meant to be played. Why am I playing so fast? It's a great question. I don't have a great answer for it, but it looks kind of similar to our last game, doesn't it? Opening them up a little bit. They're trying to go for a kingside attack, but here this strikes me as a bit of like a classic problem. Why are you going for a kingside attack? You don't know if I'm going to castle on the king side. I might castle on the queen side. In fact, I think I may castle on the queen. Just to stick it to you a little bit, I think I may castle on the queen side. Well, I don't know. It's kind of a goofy looking game yet again, huh? You take my pawn, see if I care. I take your pawn. Now all of a sudden I'm like, well, I feel like even though my king is in a fairly traditionally bad looking situation here, it doesn't actually strike me as that bad. I'll also level with you. I think I just let my king capture the bishop trade here. Maybe this is insane, but I think we're playing a little bit, we're playing out of the box. And I'm okay with that. I am. Because look at this beautiful open file we got here. I think I got a lot of ways to progress here. Like if I do this, how do you stop me? Okay, I'll move back very, very slightly. You got me. I got connected rooks. You took a bishop that wasn't doing anything off the board. Ah! No, I'm okay. I'm okay. What are you going to do? You're going to take it with your queen? I don't think so. So instead, we put a considerable amount of pressure on this pawn right here. What are you going to do? You're about to lose your knight. Sorry, I'm talking like I'm confident again, which is not really true. This is such a similar game to our last one. Uh-oh. Yeah, I didn't really consider that part. It's all over? Just kidding. But it's certainly not good. Oh, wait, or is it fine? You take my knight? It's not... I don't know, man. It's... Probably you would not describe this situation as ideal. And yet, I'm not sweating it too much. You take my bishop? Okay, then we start to talk. You don't take my bishop. Now that is a surprise. That's a surprise indeed. I'm going to try to bait you. I want you to take this with your king. Ah! That's okay. It's actually the worst thing that could have happened, like by far. We got to save our bishop. That ended up being truly horrendous. Okay, you put me in check. Congrats. You just made my list of things to do today. This one, I told you I was feeling cocky. I don't even want to talk to the smarmy in-game trainer on this one. I'm sure they're just going to annoy me. Hey, what? My queen is literally just hanging. What am I doing? They're putting me in persistent draws for a stalemate, even though like they could just capture my queen at any given moment. I don't want to look at the analysis for this game. The analysis for this game is don't hang your queen. Why aren't you taking my queen? Holy cow, we're saved? My personal piece of advice is whenever your queen is hanging, try to knock that off as soon as possible. What a mess. What a horrible game. And yet, that's chess, baby. Okay, first we take this. I know that we got the knight, but I'd love to take the pawn first. I feel like at any moment, they could just put us in repetitious draw. But I also don't know if they realize, maybe they're playing for the win. But I don't know. I was going to say, I don't know if they realize that they could have just defeated me easily at any given moment. What if I start, you know what? Let's use this rook. There's a little lower risk. You got 4 pawns, I got 3 pawns. We both got 2 rooks and a queen. I mean, your position is better, but we should be down a queen right. I mean, we should have already resigned. But who knows? Maybe I'm like, oh, so smarmy. You could have taken my queen. You could have taken my queen. Interesting. What an interesting move, to be certain. An interesting move to be... Wait a minute. Did you outthink me? I feel... Holy cow. Incredible gameplay. Hey, I'm not going to evaluate that one because we all saw what happened, okay? it was a complete mess from front to back. Let's not talk about it. I've seen this before. What's the next move? Great question. I think you block in your own bishop to play c5 as soon as possible. Okay. So eager to trade your bishop. And for what? Doing it's not going to bring back your GD honey? Yeah, I don't really know where I'm going with this one. I do know their bishop is good and ours is horrendous. So that's like not amazing. I'm also moving pieces away from my king side, which is definitely where I'm going to castle. Okay, they've traded bishops they've traded a bishop for a knight. My general hypothesis now is let's start opening the table a little bit. Because the less closed the position is, the less the pawns are all connected, the better off we're going to be with an extra bishop to cover more space. Okay, okay. What if I do something like, well, you know what, that pawn's already covered. That's fine. You're going to hang this at some point. It's just science. Okay, you're not going to hang that. And you know what, that's okay. We're going to castle. But like, maybe this sounds bad, but I'm like, just why? Who cares? I am kind of smothered in here. That's true. What if we try to break out? Oh, you know what we could have done is baited them with the guaranteed en passant. I don't even want my pawn to be there, but it's a rule in chess. If you have en passant, you have to do it because it demonstrates to the other gamer that you know what en passant is. See, it's quite an interesting situation we got here because now I got your pawn. After all that we went through, now we're probably going to lose our own. Well, I don't know. Maybe we put some pressure on this one instead. Okay, where are you going with this one? You want to be able to move your knight. Can't blame you. I'd want to move my knight too if I just went through what you just went through. So you're probably going to want to move him to there. Pretty reasonable thing to request, honestly. Can't really be mad at you for trying. Here's what I'm thinking. If you move it to here, do I really care? Yeah, because I don't want you to get here. I would like for you to not get here. Can I do that? Can I stop that? Yes. queen to here, but that's not great because then they just push me off. But then we just go queen to here. Or queen, probably not queen to there. Okay, you know what? I'm willing to try. Let's see how it goes. Depends. I was just going to say it depends what rook they use. Ah! What if... I was going to say, what if they take with the queen? Can you imagine? We would have gotten a free piece. All right, we're down a piece. I'm kind of bad at chess lately. And by lately, I mean I'm being kind to myself. It's my first day back. The problem for me, I think, is that, and I think a lot of people, like I'm a novice, a lot of novices fall into this camp. I'm concerning myself greatly about, like, you know, hey, what plan should we do? And yada, 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 yada. But then, like, why am I concerned about plans? We should mostly just be concerned. I'm going to go like a little sicko here. We should mostly be concerned with, like, just playing well, I think. Oh, that's horrible. I resign. That's an embarrassment, man. I wasn't even thinking straight with the old brain hole. I'm not playing the dang Trumpowski against you, okay? As crazy as this, we might need to play some slower games to get ourselves back into it. We got to get in the habit as well of reasoning through the moves that we're actually making instead of just making them. Especially in the mid game, been making a lot of, I would describe them quite frankly as juvenile errors. You think I care about that? You're going to castle on your king side. What's crazy about that is I'm also going to castle on my king side. You're going to castle on your queen side. Holy cow. Simple question for you. Have you lost your mind? Delightful. Well, you're not going to castle on your king side now. Or your queen side now, I should say. I think you're keeping it wide open. I think you don't want... See? Okay, we got a great setup here. The problem is the position is so closed. How do we engage? There's two ways to do things, right? You could engage in attacks on your opponent to get more material and beat him in the end game after you simplify, or you could try to checkmate their king. We don't have a ton of material to checkmate the king right now. I don't really want to open this up. I do feel like we could maybe mount an assault here. I'm just trying, like, it would require the movement of some pawns. I never want to be accused of being boring, I guess. So I'm pushing h3 in the hopes of pushing g4. Again, though it may look a little insane. I don't want to trade any pieces right now because I want to make sure I'm keeping as many as possible in the event of an attack. And you're going to force my hand. You're going to force me to trade a little bit. That's so sad. I kind of don't mind this, though. As long as you're the one doing the trade. Is there a good place for our rook? You know what? We'll just get this rook lifted in the hopes of combining them and then maybe play like b5 or something. Because I want you to be forced to make the move. I don't know. This one, the engine might find that a little questionable. See, they don't want to make the move either. You know what I could do? I could say, guess what? You move your knight, now I got you all jammed up there. Are you going to play this like a little so-and-so? Follow it up with a little bit of this. Interesting. Okay, I love this position now. And now there's a part of me that says, guess what? Push you in. Close it off. We push you in, we close it off. Now, I wish I did not stack up my rooks on the A column. Turns out they would be a lot better for us in all likelihood if they were on the F column. Okay, I don't really... You're trying to move me back. That's fine. I would happily move my knight back. And you know what? Our other knight's going up right there. Big whoop. This is our weak pawn now. You know, to be honest with you, I still like it. You take me. I take. Now I'm like, I didn't even... recurring trend. I didn't even see that. I genuinely didn't even see that. Am I insane to still like my position? I hate this move. That seems very scary for me. I think we need to cover the F column here. We got to eke back some time, I would say, as well. Okay, you place me in check. That's a bad check for me, because now you can push this. I can't really stop it. Speaking of which, we have to run some coverage here on this pawn. Oh, but you're just going to take this? Oh, dude, we're in a lot of trouble. It's slipping away through my dang fingers again. As it does so often. Okay, first thing I would say, put some pressure here. This is not good because they just take. Maybe it traps them if I could get some work done on it. Like, what are you going to do with this? Can move it back a little bit. I don't know. I don't know if I recommend this one. We're getting a little cheeky with it. We could do da. I feel like both me, and maybe it's just me, but it feels to me like me and my opponents go through like, there's 30 seconds of every game where we play at a grandmaster level. And then the rest of the game is played at a 1,000 level, where we're just hanging pieces, mostly me, hanging pieces left and right. Okay, that seems very bad for business. You got me there? You can't do this. You can do this. Oh, but then you just... Nah, well... I don't know. This keeps us in check, which is bad for us. I mean, I think they have a much superior position. I don't think this is going well. I don't think you need me to tell you that. And now this guy's dang covered by this. Why is chess so hard? Okay. We do have a time advantage. It's like 5 seconds. That's not a ton. So let's think about this. I was just going to say, if I were them, I would probably do that. So what's our counterplay? I mean, I think you can. I don't think is fantastic, but it's something. Maybe they take this pawn. I don't know what they do, quite frankly. They just go back here. I don't know why. I'll take this pawn. I'm a little bit playing for time, though I understand it makes me a scumbag in some ways. You got to do something with your knight now. Probably move it here, which is not a great position for me to be in. But then we threaten mate in 1, maybe. Also the ability to get our queen to try to like force a sacrifice and maybe grind it out in the endgame. Okay, they forced the trade. Interesting. Very interesting. I don't know. I mean, they have 30 seconds and I have a minute. I'm not feeling so bad anymore. 1, 2, 3. It's okay. As long as you're not getting forked. I mean, we are 1 space away from getting forked. And then if you come here, you're still a space away from getting forked. Oh, if I could put you in check, man. Oh, if I could put you in freaking check. You should see what your head would explode. That's a great move, honestly. I'm going to take you. This is a situation where, like, without a doubt, our opponent deserves to win. I would not, like, hesitate to say that in the slightest. They're probably going to lose just because whenever you get put in check, it takes like 2 seconds for your brain to figure out what's happening. Although, I don't have, now that I realize, I don't have enough material to actually defeat them. So it'll probably get listed. Holy cow. Also, they might just beat me. No, with 2 seconds left. I mean, holy cow, they're trying. I spread them. I spread them a little bit. Yay! Adequate endgame defense. Okay. It's a draw because we don't have anything to beat them with. Okay, let's go take a look at that. I mean, that, again, I had 9 blunders. This is an embarrassment. We were in an amazing position there for a while, right? Don't even, like, what do you... Oh, no, not really. We were actually down almost the whole time. I have a 71% win rate. Why do I have such a high win rate in all these openings when I lose every game? Okay, this was all standard so far. That's crazy to me. You missed a better way to trade pieces with knight takes g5. Okay, they prefer this. It maintains the balance of material with a good trade. I mean, this is still pretty even. That's kind of, oh, you know, well, okay. You missed a better way to trade pieces. Yes. Okay, that makes... It's still fairly even, but that makes a lot of sense. Okay, the bishop, or sorry, the rook was not doing anything for us over there. Horrible move. You overlooked an opportunity to threaten winning material. Really? Surprising to me, because it just gives up the pawn. But maybe the point is you can't save the pawn anyway. Horrible move. You had 1 clear best move. I mean, clear is kind of an insult to me. You prefer this? Okay, they prefer that. I'm surprised at this point we're not, like, blown out. The fact that it's, like, you know, -2 is not so bad. You missed an Look at how bad this endgame is, dude. Holy cow. No, it's not this. Don't be a fool. That move might cause you some trouble. You can't even move that? That's what I did, right? Yeah, that's okay. You missed... Oh, you know what? No? Okay. What was I thinking? What a stupid... Well, actually, it's not so bad. What's the hint? A queen move. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I don't even want to look at this. This loses a piece. I think we can move on from there. That was a bit disastrous through and through. We were honestly lucky to scrape away with a draw. Come on. Let's kickstart this brain. Let's get some sharpness going. Okay, let's get the old limitless drug pumping through the system. It's called the Caro-Kann defense. Look it up, sweetheart. Interesting. The exchange variation. I like someone who likes an open position, quite frankly. Actually get the pieces developed a little bit. A player after my own heart, dare I say. You wouldn't. I mean, you just simply wouldn't play g5. So I would also like to castle. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. Everybody's playing a very inoffensive game right now. Don't care, quite frankly. Do I care? You know, I do have a bias towards trading, I think. But I will definitely tell you, well, let's take advantage of this to get a better knight position for ourselves. Probably won't be castling queenside. Also, he ain't going to be in rush hour 3, but you already knew that. Let me get a little bit of this. I want to force you off of this area right here. And if you want to come down here, I would be okay playing this and then this. This bishop is controlling too much space. You must leave. Okay. What have I been... It's amenable, man. We're both playing very amenable chess right now. Everybody's happy. Nobody's plan has been blown wide open. Everybody's castled. I don't know where you're going with that knight. I'm not too concerned about it, to be honest with you. Here's what I like to see. This pawn and this pawn are weak for me. So I would be thrilled to trade this pawn away and open the file. And if you move this rook, I'm getting in there, okay? Maybe even before you move the rook. I don't know. We'll have to talk. I want control of the open space. Then we get both rooks down here. We start taking them out bit by bit. I feel like if I were the engine, I would give me plus 0.75 right now. I have a better pawn structure, I think. My pieces are slightly more developed. I'm not saying we're up by 20. I'm just saying, well, you know, we're up by a 3, it's by 7 centipawns. You're going to push this down? Honestly, doesn't bother me. I'm keeping my time advantage a little bit, even though I should also be thinking more carefully. I need to take. It makes my position better, I think. I like where we're at right here. If you push me down, I would let you. But then it's going to make this pawn so weak. It is true. That's pretty true. Here's an interesting one for you. What about this right here? And then this. This is pretty much how I saw it going down. Now, I think you gotta take with this. It does make this pawn very weak. But this pawn is weak too. We just need to find a way to actually get it there. I think we just won a piece. I hope. Now we got double pressure on the knight here. Because they're trying to stack up so they can go after this pawn, which I think is a great plan. Maybe you could threaten me with something to get me out of this one. Yeah, okay, you can. Well, straight up, I feel like this is a fantastic position for us. Because this pawn is very far ahead, but very tough to get to. Whereas, like, we can put some serious assault on it. I know you're like, why didn't you take this one? Well, because then they take me. And then I take them. And they take me. And they get a pawn back. I don't like that. I like this. And honestly, I like this even more. Now, I mean, this all matters in the end game. Which we're in right now, by the way. Tony Stark. Okay, they've just given up. I think. It's a rude thing to say, but I mean, I feel like I've been there before myself, don't get me wrong. Maybe I got to play on instinct more often. And you know what? Brick them up. Look at this. Consider yourself bricked up. I love it. Get the king involved. You put me in check. Get the king over here. The king is nestled in his little castle. Then, I mean, we should just get ready to take... we probably should have done it on the... Yeah, well, whatever. Who cares? It's not that big of a deal. If we could force the swap, we should be in a really good position. They have to... So I think we could just take their pawns with the knight, but I'm just going to get the king over there. Because I think it's... it's a more reasonable option. I'll just get my king involved instead. How does that sound? Sometimes it's just better to, you know, do things the slightly easier way. Maybe, what was I thinking? We should just push this pawn the whole way. I don't know how you're going to get past me here, so I'm not really sweating that one too much. I'm not really sweating a lot of this, to be honest. I'll just block you up. Where are you going next? You got to make a move. Sometimes in the end game, you don't want to make a move because you feel like all your moves are kind of lost. That's where you resign. I felt like we played a reasonably good game this time. One blunder, one missed win, one mistake. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That seems okay. 90% accuracy. And dude, we did throw it all away briefly, but then we brought it all back. Beautiful. 55% win rate in the Carol Con. Hey, tell me you're a 1400 without telling me you're a 1400. Like 5% of your games end in a draw. That's hilarious. Okay, next key move. Where did we screw it up next? Everything's great. Honestly, pretty solid for a reasonable length of time here. Missed win. This misses a winning move. Okay? It misses a winning move. A winning move. Who knew? It misses a move that would win. This? There was only one good move and you found it. Really? I mean, I guess this wins you the piece for sure. Not a good move. This is where we threw it away again. You missed an opportunity to capture an undefended piece. Okay, that's not fair. Because if I take your piece, you take my piece. That one kind of insults me. You missed an opportunity to trade pieces. Since when is that an opportunity? That's an option. Actually, this is pretty good for us because then they take with the pawn and then we're threatening the pawn again. So we get some extra tempo. Anyway, I was feeling pretty good by this section of the game. We should trade. Okay. No? They don't want to... No, they like it. It's the best. Okay, then why would we retry? Just move me next. Next. I'll just go next on this one. Okay, that's the end. That's the end of the review. Everything else was played perfectly. I'm a stud. I'm a superstar. Who knew? Here, take me back to the live game analysis, okay? What is... Oh, you know why? Because this isn't what we played. Okay, they like us. They hate that. This is where I said they gave up. They're like, you know, at this point you're doing something. We're putting a reasonable amount of pressure on them. I'm waiting until they hit me with like a, we hate this. They have not hated much so far. There's nothing more satisfying than like a successful endgame, man. Like this is the way that it would have gone if we played it out the whole way. I easily would have seen this. I mean, it's only mate in 15. That's pretty simple. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode today. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. I'll see you next time. See ya.